wave weather alert day, and that could make for another round of slick driving conditions as some people continue to dig themselves out from the last batch of winter weather. And you're watching Wave News at 3. I'm Myra Ansari. As we mentioned, it's an alert day that we've been warning you about. Let's head right over to meteorologist Brian Good with the timeline of this latest round of snow.
All right, thanks, Myra. Yeah, this is a different type of snow than what we had for the first winter storm earlier in the week. They had freezing rain and sleet involved and caused just a bigger mess really on the roads. Now we've had a lot of salt that has been on the roads. This is a dry, fluffier snow. That's a lot easier, not only for the salt to react to, but for road crews to react to. So we haven't run into a lot of problems on the main roads at all. Side roads and really your deck is what's going to accumulate a bit more than the roadways will. This is looking into New Albany at the moment. Snow, it's pretty coming down at times of flakes. So we'll get large in size and they'll get smaller into a little more of those at least finer flakes that are moving through the area. All right, temperature. Now, this is another reason why it does help for the salt to be working well, and for road crews, as temperatures are in the upper 20s to near 30. That is a really good spot to be in compared to if we were dropping in lower 20s and teens. Everything would really have a much more tough time as far as getting the roads clear. We have a lot of ice that will be forming. So we're actually lucking out on that side of things, but still, we're just not entering the heaviest of the snow of the system. It's been relatively light so far today. Snow bands increasing in intensity across areas of Indiana. A couple of inches of snow already reported there. In Louisville, we're approaching 1 inch of new snow so far with this system, but really haven't seen much of the moderate snow in just in the past hour. And in our southern counties, it's been a very light snow in our southeast sections here of South Central Kentucky, but Grayson County now reporting a little more than 1.5 inches of snow. So the core of it is going to happen over here over the next 3 to 6 hours. Will be the big chunk of the accumulated snow as it slides off to the east. That's when we'll max out the snow chance and then taper down to flurries and snow showers overnight. This is your total snowfall forecast. Some of you've already seen some of this amount, but in general, a bit heavier across Indiana that could get over 4 inches in a few cases. Here in Louisville, I think 3 inches is the most likely number we'll end up at, and then a couple spots in southern Kentucky may get closer to that 3-inch mark as well. More on what to expect for the upcoming weekend and the rest of this alert day in just a few more minutes, Myra.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. And crews were already out on the roads here in the metro as soon as this round of snow started. There have been a few adjustments made to the city's response this time around. Wave News reporter Alina Noakes is live in the storm tracker to tell us what's changed.
Well, Myra, the biggest difference that viewers may see while they're out and about is there is more snow plows expected to be on the roads. That's because Louisville Metro has brought in 12 additional snow plows from an emergency response team that they contract with. And they're going to be working on roads that look a lot like this. Where we're at right now is Dixie Highway. These multi-lane roads, they require a lot of longer hours and a lot more passes. And that wasn't necessarily that time that the Metro snow team had to give this pass time, and it prevented them from quickly getting to other roads that needed their attention.
And what we've learned from last week is that those are the routes, because we have to make multiple passes, they're taking up a lot of time. And then that weighs us down to where we're taking too long to get to other streets. So the faster we can get to the other streets, the faster we can get the snow off, the less chance it has to take hold and really become a problem.
And as you can see right now, we still got a lot of heavy snow coming down, a lot of heavy snow still on a lot of these side streets here that they've pushed off from the previous time snow plows have come through. Those 12 snow plows they're going to bring in will work on roads like Dixie and Shelbyville Road. A lot of traffic goes down those roads. They're multi-lane roads. Again, they're going to join Metro's fleet, which is 58 for a total of 70 plows working around the clock throughout Jefferson County. City leaders are asking, though, for people to help. These snow plows, they can't get down. They have to get down all of these streets, especially those emergency routes. So if you have a car that's still parked on an emergency route, and we have seen them as we've been driving around, you need to move your car. If you don't move your car, they're going to have to tow your car. So to make it easier on the snow teams, make it easier on you, move your car from one of those emergency snow routes so they can get through with these big old snow plows and hopefully get the snow out of the road. For now, reporting live from the Storm Tracker, Alina Noakes, Wave News.
Thank you, Alina. Well, imagine hiring a person from social media to shovel your snow, and they never showed up. Well, no surprise that some are trying to capitalize off of the winter weather and people's vulnerability. Wave News reporter Marissa Berg talked to an expert about keeping your money safe.
Bad actors are always looking for a way to get into our pockets.
That's happening now with all of the snow around wave country. Local financial officials are warning people to beware of winter weather scammers. In some cases, they'll pretend to be a utility company or contractor.
I'm sure each one of your all's phones are blowing up with the spam calls, the text messages, the emails, right? But you'd be surprised at how many people actually engage in those things and click on those things, assuming there's something that they're not.
Jeremy Hayden with Chase Bank says people fall for these scams more times than you think. According to the Federal Trade Commission, imposter scams were the most common in Kentucky last year.
Social media, marketplace, also romance, to where people are assuming they're in a relationship with someone who isn't real. Others are getting phone calls from people pretending to be the IRS, pretending to be reputable businesses.
The FTC reported in 2024, scammers conned people out of $2.7 billion. Hayden's advice to prevent that number from rising in the new year:
take a step back, take a breath, and just think. That's the biggest mistake that a lot of people make, is they just don't take time to think. Does this make sense? Is this real? Ask a friend, ask a neighbor, go to your bank to try and help yourself stay away from trouble.
Marissa Burke, Wave News.
And the forecast can change pretty quickly. The Wave Storm Tracking Team is going to keep you up to date on the Wave weather app.